G'day legends, it's your boys, back again. Little man's in the lounge room watching Paw Patrol, so I figured perfect time to jump on and update you guys on the situation with the car, because even though I said what I said in yesterday's video, I sat on it overnight and unfortunately I'm gonna have to drive it with the exhaust the way it is. But there is a positive side to that as well. I checked my bank this morning, and luckily I did, because I have received a payment from concession. So I'm gonna hunt around today and see if I can find the remaining funds. If I can, then I'm going to order the rear muffler that I need today. And speaking of the rear muffler, so as you guys know, I paid $304 for the hot dog middle and the straight pipe rear. I went back onto the DEA Performance website, which is where I bought the exhaust from, and for a single muffler for the one I need, it's going to cost me the same price that whole system cost me. So there is that, but it's what I need to do, and it's going to still give me the nice note that I'm looking for, but it's going to render the car legal to drive on the road. So the plan of action for now is to just baby the car as it stands, because obviously it is rather loud. The microphone on my phone does not do it justice. I was going to potentially do another clip today and give it a little bit of a rev, but unfortunately, like I said, the microphone on my phone just does not do it justice. It is so much louder in person, which is definitely unfortunate, but is what it is. So that's where we're currently at. I do have a friend that is willing to let me use their vehicle when I need it, but at the same time, I've put myself in this situation and now I've got to suffer the consequences if there are any. I also sat there and thought, if I do get pulled over, or if someone does come up and go, hey look, it's too loud, I'm going to be respectful about it and go, hey look, yeah, I know I made a mistake with the exhaust that I bought for it. I do have the part to quieten it down in transit, so it's just what I'm going to have to deal with until then. But yeah, so I also have a timeline of when I'm going to be driving and not driving the car, because of how loud it is and because I have respect for my neighbours. So I also have a different route that I'm going to take to exit my street as well, so there is that. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Not to mention, there is actually a few cars in town that are just as, if not louder, and they're still driving around. So I hope that, you know, I just get treated the same way. One of which I know the bloke personally, so yeah, I'm not going to mention names or the car because I don't want to get them in any more strife than what they've had to do with. But yeah, said person in question has a very loud car. So I'm hoping that they don't do me, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, as of right now though, I do have money in my account. So like I said, I'm gonna hunt around today for the remaining funds and buy the muffler that I need for the rear. Once that comes in, then I'll have it booked back in to have the mufflers swapped out, and then go from there. I also want to mention that yes, Steel City did in fact do the exhaust for me, but they are in no way responsible for anything that happens once the car leaves the workshop. So yeah, I hope that they don't get into strife if I do get pulled over or something. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, I was the one that spent the money, I was the one that paid them to do it, so, you know, they just did a job and we weren't expecting it to be as loud as it is. It's definitely unfortunate, but, you know, it's all trial and error, like I said in yesterday's video, so, yeah. But apart from that, everything else in the Lange household is all sweet. I don't have much planned for the rest of today. I might take the car for a bit of a drive just to kind of see if anything happens and just get it over and done with, because if I don't, I'm going to be sitting here stressing about it more than what I already am. And yeah, so take the car for a drive today, get that out of the way. And next week, if I can get the funds today, next week, hopefully have the new rear muffler and get that sorted, because I do have to drop the car off sometime this coming week to get serviced, because it's due for its service, which I did get booked in, believe it or not. So I was told last time I called up that the most recent time to book in was October, but I then rang up again a week later, and yeah, I got a booking for this week. So, well, this week coming, so there is that. What are you doing, Grandma? Yeah, gave little man a haircut, not yesterday, but the day before. Looks nice and schmick. Hey? We'll go back in the lounge room on the couch. That'll get you some chips. Alright? But, yeah, so that's the plan for now. Just wanted to update you guys on what's going on and what I'm going to be doing, and hope for the best. So, yeah, let the games begin. Let's see how long I can drive it, baby it, until either I get complaints from the locals or the police get a hold of me. So, yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out.